Story till now. The players track down Adam to get information. Jeff gets a welcome home he was not expecting. Rosa delivers a gift to the group. And so, the story continues.
Sun rises, makes its way across the sky, and then descends below the horizon. And as the moon comes up, those that are at the Coterie Haven start hearing the guards yelling back and forth, and also having the radio system that is on their person blaring different reports of being under attack. Sir, you wake up in your bunker. What do you do? You don't hear anything currently because your bunker is soundproof and light-proof.
Okay. I will wake up and get myself a Capri Sun and check my phone, see if there's been any updates from the rest of the group.
Did anyone try to message him last night?
I would have tried to message him before laying for the night.
Okay, what would the message entail?
It would just be your standard, hey, are you okay? Are you still with Haruto?
I'll respond back with, no, back at my bunker. I'll be headed that way shortly.
Seeing that, I will respond to him, letting him know that Haruto is assumed missing.
So in your bunker, you of course have your own power source to keep that bunker powered and all of the safety equipment that you have down there. You get through a radio that you have sitting on a charger on your desk in your bunker. You start hearing commands of they're assaulting Hangar 1 in a very panicked voice across that radio.
I'm going to immediately text Duncan back and say that I think whoever might have got to Haruto is now here. And then I'm going to put my phone away, grab the radio, arm up, and then head outside.
When you go to open the door to your room out into the hallway, you hear ting, ting, ting. And the hallway is already filling up with smoke. This is before you even get the door all the way open.
Okay. I'm going to slip through. I'm not going to open the door all the way. I'm just going to crack it enough for me to slip through. I'm going to crouch low, move to the opposite wall, and start heading down the hall that leads to the exit.
All right, I need you to make a couple of rolls for me, because this is where it's going to get tricky. Give me a dex and stealth. I need to see at least 4 successes on this. Oh, no. All right. As you try to get low and scoot over to the other side of the hall and follow that up, you see red haze go through the smoke. And about the time that you get over to the other side of the wall, you're not quite as graceful as you would have liked to have been. And one of the buckles on your pants hit the wall, and a shot rings out and clips your shoulder.
And I return fire.
Give me a dexterity and firearms. This one is going to be an increased difficulty, so I need to be able to see what the dice themselves are. Oops.
Oh, I don't, how do I do that?
Just hover over, like, you can see it by hovering over the 7.
I see. Okay. You absolutely miss.
Nice.
As you whip around to shoot at the direction in which the red dot is coming from. You shoot and it rings out into the hallway, and then suddenly everything kind of goes quiet. You see the red move very, very small increments, very slow, not at all what combat should feel like.
I would like to. Can I run and tackle it?
As you go to move, your body feels normal. Smoke is not moving out of your way the way you expect it to. And as you breach the smoke to see your assailant, their eyes move towards your direction, but no expression on their face, like they haven't registered that you're there. And their blink is in slow-mo, like you see in movies, and imagine what it would be like if you could move at the speed of light. And you absolutely connect, sending them flying, but all of a sudden at proper speeds. The human flies across the stairway, smacking into the wall and slumping into a lump on the floor. And you hear clamoring and gunshots from above you up the stairwell.
I'm assuming this one is incapacitated, either knocked out or dead.
Oh yeah, you knocked the shit out of him.
Okay. I'm going to do a quick search on his body for anything that would give away who he is or where he's from, arm patch, some kind of identification marker.
A quick pat down, you don't find anything that would give anything away, but you do find a radio.
I'm going to grab that.
All right.
And I'm going to continue to make my way up and out.
As you go up, you come out into the office area of your PMC's headquarters, and there is just papers everywhere. There's bodies everywhere. Most of them are wearing your uniform. Some are not. Some are blacked out, like the one you knocked out downstairs.
Is there anything coming from the enemy radio?
No.
What about mine?
You are hearing various ones of different personnel that are obviously probably dead in the room with you, of people shouting out different commands, different locations throughout the compound, and it's less and less voices as you continue to hear gunfire.
I'm going to make my way to wherever the majority of the call-outs are.
Most of them are around Hangar 2.
That's where I'm headed then.
Okay. As you run out of the building, you see, again, a plethora of your personnel, particularly the humans that are dead, laying around, and various blacked out vehicles that are not yours in the drive area and positioned in various different buildings with their doors wide open, as if they assaulted it, jumped out immediately, and just opened fire. Bullet casings everywhere. And as you're heading to the Hangar 2, you see the last of your people go down as the assault team is jumping into a vehicle.
Is there a vehicle near me?
There is. There is a full-fledged armored Humvee.
I'm going to jump in it and give chase. And as I start to drive away, I'm going to mark my cell phone's location to the rest of the team.
Okay. As you give chase, they all pull out on Fitzhugh Boulevard, and you are giving chase down this road. And as you get to this weird intersection here, there's a big enough gap between your two vehicles because of how long it took you to get into one and get it started and moving after them, that a diesel, a huge semi, pulls out in front of you and is very much going slow.
Any way I can divert behind it?
Yes.
Like turn to go behind it and pass quickly.
There is a second lane that you can go around it. So give me a dexterity and Where is your drive?
Drive.
Yep. If you botch this, is if there's even one fail in this, you will roll the vehicle.
There we go.
Damn, son. Good job. All right. So you whip the little fat boy Humvee from behind it. Even with a vehicle coming, you make them chicken off of the road and you get around the diesel to see the ass end of their vehicle turning onto this little elbow here. And then you see them turn right onto Sam Ridley. You're in hot pursuit and there are people on the road.
Is there a license plate number at all?
Nope. Not one that you can see.
If I can catch up to them.
Okay. So I'm going to have you do another dexterity and drive roll to see if you can somehow manage to get around various vehicles, because they're bobbing and weaving too. Because this is a 4-lane, 5 if you count the turn lane road.
That's a bad one.
Oh, yeah, no. Ooh, boy. So you tried to get around a vehicle, and you just assume the human road raid kicked in. They wouldn't let you pass, and you clip them, and it sends your vehicle off kilter, but not spin you, but you definitely spin them. And you go across into oncoming traffic. I want you to make another dex and drive roll to see if you can at least course correct yourself. And you cannot.
Living in oncoming traffic.
You, at that point, overcorrect and you hit a pothole that causes the vehicle to then tilt. But as it tilts, it smacks the side of another vehicle and resettles. At this point, you've let off the gas and you are now just sitting in the turn lane. And they have definitely left your field of view.
Is the vehicle still running?
Yours, yes.
I'm going to continue on, but more at an even pace to see if I can just keep up with general direction to follow them rather than get right up on them.
Okay. As you continue down the path, trying to kind of follow the path that they would have taken, using cues of various drivers and whatnot, trying to ascertain whether or not like they're causing further panic in other drivers, you kind of stop seeing signs of that about the time you get to this clusterfuck of on and off ramps.
I don't really have anything I can do. I'm going to go ahead and call the rest of the group.
Okay.
Probably Duncan.
So when I got the text that he believed he was under assault, I would have let everyone know and would have started heading towards his facility.
All right, just to give you guys perspective here. Here is where your guys' facility is. You would take Spence Lane to get to Lebanon Pike. Woo, did not mean to ping that. Lebanon Pike, you would either go that way to 24 to get down there, or you would take the long route this way, and then whatever road this is. Route 155. But yeah, you would have to get to 24 in order to even get that way.
Sir said that he was under attack, so it would have been quickest route possible. So I would have taken 24 south.
Mm-hmm. And then that's trying to get down there to him. You're looking at 40-minute drive.
All right, so I would be southbound on 24 when he makes the call.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
All right, so when you call, what do you got to say?
I call and say, my base is wiped out. I'm headed towards you now. I tried to follow them the best I could, but they got away.
Well, I'm headed your direction, so what were they driving?
We said it was a blacked out SUV?
Mm-hmm.
Unmarked blacked out SUV. I'm still gonna head your way. Maybe I lost track of them. Maybe they are headed your way, so If they are, we can cut them off.
I'll keep an eye out. I'm gonna keep heading your way. What are you driving?
I'm in a Hummer or Humvee.
All right. So if I spot you before I spot them, I'll just whip a shitty in the highway and head back with you.
Sounds good. See you in a minute.
As you guys converge on each other, neither one of you saw the vehicle that you were looking for.
So they didn't jump on 24.
Not that you could see,
At least not in your direction.
or at least didn't stay on it.
All right. So I guess when I see Sir's Humvee or something akin to it, I'm turning around right there when I get an opening and heading back.
I would assume that y'all probably merged. I'm trying to estimate here. Somewhere's in this
Train
area.
Traveling south at 45 miles an hour and
Y'all spot each other somewheres around this area, around the Global Mall at the Crossings exit. So getting back on and getting back to him was probably pretty quick and easy.
When we pull up, I'm going to roll my window down and say, follow me for a minute. I'm going to dump this vehicle.
So you pull into like Ashley's outlet furniture store to the back end of it and just kind of drive off into the woods a bit.
You want to look the vehicle over, see if there's anything in it before we dip?
Yeah, I planned on it. I was going to look and see if there was anything left behind.
It's just your normal stuff that your crew keeps in the vehicles. Charging station, chargers for cell phones, maintenance logs, things like that. Nothing pertinent.
So it's one of your vehicles.
Then yeah, I'll just leave it here for now.
Well, why don't we just bring it back to the Haven?
We could. I just don't want it spotted. I could bring it back to my base, but I don't want to bring it back to where we are, considering that was the last thing they saw me driving. If they catch it on the road or anywhere really, they're gonna know where we are.
Well, as it stands, we're pretty obvious we're compromised.
I guess I could. I say we go back to my base anyway and see what we can find out.
Do a quick sweep of your facility, see what's remaining.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did anybody join me in the leaving?
Emma sure didn't.
Nope.
If I was awake and you told us, I probably would have done.
Duncan probably would have, in haste, been all like, hey, Sir's under attack, and then just jumped in my car and took off. So if you weren't right there, then you were still at the other base.
I'd probably be there, because I'd have been awake, and I'm pissed at these guys, so hearing that Sir is both alive and under attack, I'd be down to help.
You also have a Liz in tow.
Okay, so just Emma and Henry are still at the Coterie Haven.
Along with the human guards.
See, this is how it played out for Emma. Y'all left. She finally got out of bed. Was really confused, was looking around, didn't see anybody, shrugged, got a juice box. That's what she's doing.
And drank it in bed.
Yep.
Driving, instead of leaving it there, you're going to drive it back to headquarters?
Yeah, I'll drive it back to HQ.
Okay. You guys make it back down there. Some time has passed. Liz is just sitting quietly watching the surroundings. And you guys pull into the gates. And you notice something, sir. All of the vehicles that were there before, that had the doors wide open, that was obviously a delivery system for troops, are gone.
Great.
You also notice a good chunk of your human personnel that was dead are also gone.
Are some of the kindred ones still there?
Your older ones are piles of ash. Your younger ones are still there.
Okay. First thing is I'm going to look around for any enemy remains, including the guy that I knocked out.
You do not find them. Literally anyone who is wearing a uniform that is not yours, they're gone.
I would like to see if I could check my security system.
You go into your main headquarters room. Again, papers everywhere. The scent of fresh blood is very much in the air. Most of the bodies of your personnel that was in there is gone as well, but there is still blood pools. The desk that you usually talk to somebody whenever you call in, the computer is still on and looks to be in somewhat usable shape.
I look to Jeff and I say, I think this is your shtick.
Alright, let me take a look. Is there anything I noticed? Just first glance?
First glance, it's just a computer that is sitting on the screensaver.
Okay. Well, shake the mouse, hit the escape key, whichever one it takes to get off the screensaver.
Mm-hmm.
See what's immediately up, see if it's still logged in.
It is asking for a password.
Of course it is.
I would know this password, correct?
Correct. You have the
Uh,
admin password information.
I'm going to enter that in.
Good, good. Okay, so once we're in, is there anything that was left open?
There's a couple of documents of just reports of deliveries of, equipment, things like fresh uniforms, things of that nature. There is just basically bookkeeping stuff that was open.
Okay, so nothing helpful to this right now. This place has security cams, right?
Yeah.
Are they all networked in, or is there a specific location for them? Like, to view footage?
There is a room for them to be viewed. They're not on a network after our last incident.
Okay. So I can't do that from here. So there's not going to be really anything on this that we could use.
Can you look and see if any files have been transferred to or from this terminal? Or any of the other terminals in the building?
I can give it a look.
Technology and intelligence.
Yep. Because my brain is not actually telling me how I would do that right now, so
It's okay.
the rolls will have to do.
Yep. There you go. So you gain access to looking at the transfer logs, download, upload, that kind of thing for this particular terminal. And there is nothing within the time frame of the assault. There was a cute cat picture with a motivational little blurb that was downloaded maybe an hour or two before the assault that has a record of being deleted after being transferred to an email account that you assume is probably the person that was using it.
I mean, on one side, my brain is saying, "Ooh, check the data on the picture, see if it had anything in it." But my other side is going, they ain't gonna do that.
Malware say what?
Exactly. You know.
Find myself asking how paranoid do I want to be right now.
Exactly. It's like, how paranoid is Jeff right now? Is he really willing to start scrubbing the actual fucking the logs and the data for the individual pixels of a cat picture?
Yes, always yes.
Probably not.
What if I give you time to do that and I'll go check another portion of the building?
If I can make a suggestion, go check the camera footage, see if you can figure out how this started.
And that's where I was gonna head.
That works. In that case, then fuck it, yeah. I'm about to spend the next however long it takes him to check through the footage scrubbing the data of this cat picture to see if there is anything malicious hidden in the code.
Have it, good sir, and then give me another technology and intelligence roll.
Could I argue for his sake manipulation technology?
No.
Intelligence technology is the better role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, manipulation is social, not mental, and he needs his brain to make this happen.
I mean, he's socializing with the computer.
Yeah. All right, Gentry Jr.
I almost just spit my tea everywhere.
Yeah, no. You don't find anything malicious associated to the cat picture.
I didn't think I would, but the memes. The memes are worth it.
Alistair, sir, you go over to the server room that has the monitors and your camera systems displays. And once you get there, you notice the door is open and there is smoke coming from that room.
A man can dream, I say as I open the door and hope to some higher power that a server is still not dead.
No, there is a flare that is letting off the smoke laying on the ground that has burnt out. The servers are intact.
Beautiful. I'm gonna go find a terminal and see if I can't rewind the footage.
Okay. You go up to the terminal and you set down in the little rolly chair that's there, and realize that the rolly chair is wet. And you start hitting buttons and doing the thing to call up the footage. You've done this enough that it's not something that you should have to do a roll for. This is your equipment. You know how it works. And as you roll it back to when you assume that the assault started, you found that they plowed through the gates, a total of 10 vehicles. Some of them similar to the one that was reported to have taken Zero, and the other 4 is the one that rammed it. And the amount of just foot soldiers that came out of those vehicles like clown cars. And as the assault continued, more vehicles flooded in. All unmarked, all heavily armed, heavily armored human assault team.
There are 2 things specifically that I would like to look for.
Okay.
The first being the period between me leaving and me coming back.
Okay.
I want to see the cleanup.
Good deal. So as you see the tail end of your vehicle leaving the gates, you see a bunch of guys coming from various different locations in the compound to the center. And arm movements of giving directions is coming from one in particular. And people, saluting and then moving in the directions in which he was pointing. Quickly tying up hands and throwing them people over their shoulders in fireman carries, like you would in like a medic would do on field combat. And just starts piling bodies into these big box trucks. And they just move swiftly and quickly as they're just piling bodies in there. And it seems like they were mostly looking for humans and their own.
Okay. The second thing that I want to go see, I want to find the camera that overlooks the hall right outside my bunker. And I want to watch as far forward that I can, just tracking the person that came into the hallway from the time they came in until the time that they got up and left.
Okay. So what you see is they were positioned after the assault on the lobby to watch the door. Because yours is biometric locked, they couldn't get into it. So they assumed something of value was in there or you were in there. So he stayed and was just positioned outside of your door. As soon as the door begins to crack, you see him pull the gas canister and throw it. As the footage goes forward, you see yourself as the door opens, the shot goes off, you see the flash of the muzzle, and then all of a sudden, next frame, you're in his face, slamming into him. I'd say about the time you probably met up with the truck that not spinned you out, but kind of like stopped you in the median. One of their personnels grabbed him and drug him out. Well, picked him up, fireman carry, and took him out.
Okay. I'm going to leave it where it is. Here's the order of things I would like to do. I'm going to leave that where it is. I want to go back to my bunker, just pack some things up, and then I'm going to go meet back up with everyone else and ask Jeff for help with something.
Okay. So you cross back across the lobby and the smell of blood hits you yet again. And you go down the stairwell. Smoke's obviously cleared. And your door is still cracked. Just enough for you just to have slipped out. It does not look like they took the opportunity to go in there after the fact.
Everything seemed untouched.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to gather up whatever clothes, firearms, extra blood bags, whatever I need. I'm obviously not going to stay here anymore.
Okay. You get two pretty sizable duffels worth of equipment and personal effects together.
Just going to sling them over my shoulder and leave the room, leaving the door open. Head back to Jeff and the others.
Okay. They are up in the lobby. You had to pass behind them to go over to your personal bunker. And they're still just kind of standing there. Liz is just kind of looking around.
I'm gonna hand one duffel bag to Duncan and keep the other slung over my shoulder. I pat Jeff on the shoulder and say, "Hey, I could use your help in here.
Sure. What do you need?
Follow me." And I lead him back to the server room.
What do you need me to do?
I'd like to get most of this footage saved, but I also need something deleted.
Okay. What's the... we obviously don't have anything to transfer it to... Well, anything designed to transfer it to right now.
That is not true. You saw several portable USBs sitting on the desk that you were at.
Oh. In that case, I will run and grab one of those and come back.
I'd assume there's probably some external hard drives here too.
Correct.
Well, depending on how much footage we're saving, we'll see which one's going to be easier, because we also need to think about portability.
Right.
If we're talking terabytes of footage, we're going to grab the hard drives. If it's a couple of gig, the USB stick's probably easier, just shove it in the pocket and go.
You're only talking about maybe an hour worth of footage that can easily fit on one of the terabyte portable hard drives. One of the USB port drives.
It's kind of what I thought, so yeah, start getting that copied over. And then, what do you want deleted?
I motioned to the timestamps that I had up from the video that I had of me taking that guy out. And I just say, between this time and this time.
Understood.
I'd appreciate it if it was discreet.
Basically,
What was discreet?
You could easily copy and paste. Basically, you're going to take the footage of him standing there monitoring, and then the footage of the blank hallway, and just overlap them, so where it just appears like the whole incident never happened. I'm assuming that's what you're referencing to, Alistair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not necessary to delete it. I don't want a gap in time of, like, if somebody looks back on this footage, I want there to be a timestamp for the whole event and not just a small chunk missing, because then it will raise suspicion.
Uh-oh.
I have potentially another thought, because I'm assuming at this point I've seen the what is likely 2 or 3 seconds worth of footage.
What is your thought?
Well, I'm assuming what you're wanting hidden is the speed at which things happened.
Correct.
Well, I can delete a chunk of the footage from after it happened and literally just slow down the footage so that you appear to be moving at more average preternatural speed.
Sounds like it could work.
If anybody looked way too close, they might be able to notice that some things are moving slower than they should, but it shouldn't come under that much scrutiny, because it should look normal at first glance.
I want you both to roll a perception check.
What are the traits for that?
That is just your wits and awareness. Well, Jeff's oblivious. And so is Sir. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
So yeah, it can basically make it look like nothing out of our ordinary was happening.
That works for me.
Okay, I'll get on that.
Dark. Just give me a technology and intelligence roll. And as long as you don't botch it, you can do it. Good job. You did it.
Where was that roll when I needed to see something?
I know, right? And as you both just kind of like stand up and shift back to leave the space, you damn near run over Liz. He was just kind of sitting there like looking at you two like, what's up?
We got the footage of the incident.
Yeah, I saw.
I'm sure you saw more than...
You should have a talk with Victor. And we'll leave it at that.
Don't worry, I planned on it.
We ready to head out?
After you.
And she just kind of starts walking out and back into the lobby area.
I follow.
All right. So
I would have already taken the duffel out to the GTO. Is there anything out there out of the ordinary?
other than a few piles of vampire ash and a few dead humans, no, not really.
Nobody stalking around in the shadows, keeping an eye on things.
You can do a perception check and see if you spot anything out of the ordinary. You don't notice anything.
Okay. I'm just chilling here until they come out.
You see Liz come out first, just kind of like glancing side to side. And then you see her take out her phone. Stop for a few seconds, tap on it a few times, and then put it away. And then continue towards you.
I'll open up the passenger door for her.
And she just, thanks, hops in.
You gonna leave the Humvee here, or are you gonna bring it back to the Haven?
It would be easier to bring it with us, but it could put us at even more risk than we already are.
I mean, we're already at risk. So, I mean, they took out most of your crew, so we might as well just go ahead and bring an extra vehicle just in case.
I guess so. I throw my duffel in the back of the Humvee and get in.
Okay. And about that time, you hear your personnel, not the one that you snagged off of the body, a faint cue up, and anybody still alive?
Does it sound like a voice I know?
Mm-hmm.
I let it breathe for probably like 5 to 10 seconds. And then I hold the radio up to my mouth and I say, "Who is this?"
I stop for a second. Sir? It's the voice is very shaky. And they tell you their rank within the PMC and their last name. And they inform you that they are currently stuck inside of a refrigerator.
I get out of the Humvee and I kind of hold my hand up before Duncan pulls off. I hold the radio up. I say, back into the radio, say, are you alone?
Well, I'm not as cold, but I'm going to be.
I'm going to get you.
I'm in the mess hall, in the kitchen.
Gonna run back in, but I'm gonna arm myself.
Okay.
Just in case.
Seeing that he's heading back into the building and arming himself, I'm probably gonna follow him and probably arm myself despite not knowing an awful lot about guns.
Liz is also following suit.
I'll kind of give you guys a quick brief as we're heading back inside that somebody's still alive.
Y'all enter the canteen, and there's food trays all over the place. Food spilled across the floor, drinks, things of that nature. It is obviously, the humans were having meals and stuff. And as you go back towards the kitchen, you do see sprays of blood where obviously people were shot. And in the kitchen itself, you see a double door standing freezer. And it's one of the kinds that you have to actually pull a latch door to get open. And there is no handle on the inside type of situation.
I'm going to unlatch and open the door with my left hand as I aim inside.
And as you open the door, a soldier falls out backwards towards you. And one is standing in the freezer.
So there's two soldiers in, one fell out, one standing?
Yep.
Are they both alive?
The one that fell out is not, and is very, very cold. The one that is standing in there is crying. It is a young lady that typically handles the administration and was the one that had the cat picture on their computer, because that was the computer you were using.
She was the one I've been conferring with this whole time as well.
Yep.
I hold my hand out to her. Say, come on, it's time to go.
She kind of just quickly just wipes the tears away. Thank you. It was getting really, really cold, and her lips are quivering, and she's shaking.
So the other dead soldier, is that one one of mine?
Yeah, that's one of yours.
Okay.
From the looks of it, he shoved her and himself in there as he was getting shot.
Huh. Got it. Well, I guess we'll lead her back to the Humvee and take her with us.
Okay. Y'all have a very long trip to get back, but she sits quietly staring out the window, not saying anything. Emma, Henry, you hear two vehicles pull into the gravel drive.
Oh boy.
guess getting up and peeking at him, do they look like our vehicles, or is there concern to be had?
Well, you definitely recognize the GTO, but there is a armored Humvee following behind it.
Okay. I'm gonna head up to and like just outside of the door, kind of looking to see who the hell's here, assuming that it's our people, but a little unsure.
Emma's gonna be behind Henry, kind of like ducking behind him, and then whispers to him, "Who is it?"
I don't fucking know.
Well, you got eyes, look.
I mean, looking, that's like clearly Duncan's car. I'm assuming it's, Duncan and Sir and them, but they're still in their cars. What do you want?
Okay, well, you go first. I'll be behind you.
I mean, I'm just gonna kind of stand outside the door and wait for people to approach, so.
And I will be hiding behind you.
All right, I RP it out, guys.
I'm gonna get out of the Humvee, and as I see Henry and Emma, I kind of give a wave. My smile is almost more genuine in the sense of like mentally I'm exhausted. So it's like it's a secret that Sir doesn't know is like stop trying so hard. But he immediately goes to the back door and opens it for the soldier to get out.
I'm just gonna kind of lean my head back, look at Emma. Well, there's Sir, so I'm assuming the other car is in fact Duncan. Otherwise, it would be a little more fucked up that he's not doing anything. So, yeah, and then I'm gonna start walking over towards him.
And Emma is going to just kind of like nod to herself, but then make sure that she's behind Henry the entire time. Basically, just using him for cover.
Wow.
I'd get out and pop the trunk to grab the duffel bag out and open the passenger door for Liz.
Liz hops out, walks straight into the Coterie Haven. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, and proceeds to get on her phone.
As she walks past Emma will like look back at her, watching her walk in, but continue to follow Henry, and if he were to stop, she would run straight into him.
Okay, the young soldier, when you open the door for her, she gets out and she just kind of stands there and kind of takes in everything. Sees the other human guards, the two that are standing outside, and just kind of looks at you, sir, nods, and walks over to them.
I do my best to try and kind of like just give her some human emotion to like assuage her fears, I guess.
Okay, what do you do?
I don't know. I'm trying to look apathetic, I guess. Or not apathetic, sympathetic. Words are hard.
She looks at your attempts to soften your features and kind of apologize or otherwise like be empathetic with your eyes. She just kind of does like a double take and just nods and just keeps going over to them. One of those, she's interacted with you enough to know that's hard for you. And it if you can hear what they're saying, she basically was kind of giving them a rundown of current status of the headquarters so that they understand that there is no going back.
I walk in and I say, so what did I miss while I was gone?
Well, I got kidnapped.
Sir doesn't know how to respond. I guess he would look at Jeff and say, well, I'm not surprised they tried to come after you as they did me, but what happened to the buddy system?
I didn't think I would need it in my own house.
That's fair, I guess.
I'm gonna catch your attention, sir, and point at the steak on the table.
See.
It's a filet mignon.
But how's it cooked?
Filet mignon, Jeff.
It just is getting worse.
I'm gonna take a look at the steak.
You see about a foot-long hardened wood steak that has a metal silver cap that has claws that extend out from the edges of it to embed itself into whatever the steak is driven into. On the end of the metal cap, there is an engraving of the shield of the Order of Leopold.
And I recognize the symbol.
Oh yeah, you know for a fact it is the more zealot faction of the SI's original origins.
The more religious sect.
Correct.
I ask, just to the room, do any of you know what this symbol means?
Emma will stare blankly at you.
You would know what that means, sir.
I know I would. I was asking the room if anyone else had found out yet.
I don't think we'd had the time to research it yet.
Well, it would explain what happened tonight, I think. They're self-appointed soldiers of Christ. They think it's their divine duty to kill anything supernatural. Basically, think of them as the religious crazy people of the SI.
Zealots.
Exactly.
Well, that doesn't bode well for us.
They've been around for near on as long as I have.
And for the viewers, I will go over some of this as well. For those that haven't been keeping up or have not been with us previously and are currently joining us for the first time, the Society of Leopold is a faction within the Inquisition who exists to pursue and fight supernaturals. They are a major threat to every group of supernaturals because of their extensive knowledge, training, equipment, preparation, and fanatical zeal. The Society of Leopold fully believe that the apocalypse is drawing near and that all supernaturals, willing or not, are part of the army of the Antichrist. As self-appointed soldiers of Christ, they believe in their divine duty to slay or otherwise neutralize any supernatural threats to Christianity as possible before Christ returns to Earth.
I just realized who they are. Has anybody seen the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing? It's the group he worked for.
The Society of Leopold used to be very medieval in their ways, but in modern day, they act in absolute secrecy. They can usually be tied to missing persons, strange mass blackouts, anything that they can do in secret to find their enemies. But this was very blatant.
So, why would they be getting this bold all of a sudden?
Liz pipes up. I have a pretty good idea. So if they typically work in secret, that's because they're going after small little subsects. A vampire there, a werewolf there, a small coterie of 3 or 4 people that are generally young. They were going after a full-blown PMC headquarters. Fully armed to the teeth, if given half the chance, would have shot every one of them dead. It's a little harder to go subterfuge when you've got an enemy that's armed to the teeth. No offense, and no joke intended.
Untaken, but it still stands iffy with me that they would do that in such a way. I mean, my PMC as is already on the borderline of keeping the Masquerade. It's hard to keep a group that big under wraps.
Mm-hmm.
So how have they managed to do it? Enough to combat the same thing.
So I noticed something in the footage that you guys were going through. And I'm surprised you didn't notice it as well. Their vehicles. That was military grade, right?
Yeah, but anyone with the right amount of money can achieve that.
Oh, I agree. Did you have any problems about, I don't know, since you got established over there, of like some of the National Guard members bothering you? Sneaking into your camp? Causing fist fights with some of your posts?
Can't say that it was a focus of my attention, but I did get some small reports of it.
Sounds to me like they were testing and looking at stuff for quite a while, and they're right around the corner from you.
I need to make a list. I turned to the soldier. Does she have a name, by the way?
She does, but I have not given her one.
Okay, that's what why I was asking.
Obviously, she has a name. She's a living entity.
Yeah.
I just haven't given her one.
I'll just turn to her and I say to her, is there any way we can access the records of ranks and cross-reference that with everyone declared deceased? I want to see if there's anyone missing. Anyone that might have been set up as a spy.
She looks at you and goes, I can't access it. They took down our net, what, a week ago? I can't remote access our system at all. I have to go back to the base.
We could probably do that, but Jeff, didn't we back some of that up?
So the data that was on your system at your PMC's base was backed up on a local server. That was not something that was backed up to that Jeff would be able to access. When she said, yes, we have some, but it's all at the base, she literally meant everything that y'all had is at the base.
Oh.
We might need to make a trip back.
Yep.
It's not super imperative right now, but it is something we should do at some point.
Well, it
What do-
might be more imperative than you think.
Liz speaks up. What do you need? I got Seneca's people down there right now.
You work fast. I just need a list of all members, and need it cross-referenced with any all of those who are deceased. Aside from the people in this room, everyone should be dead. And if they're not, I need a list.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll step aside and give him a call and have his people gather up any of the servers and bring them here that are still operable, and try to grab any kind of bodies, name tags, name patches off of uniforms, and get those to you.
Thank
She
you.
steps away again.
So the kindred may be a little hard to identify.
Would I have kept a separate list of them?
You most likely would have, but it wouldn't have been something on a hard drive. It should have been in your room.
I would probably be something I would take with me if
Mhm.
I had something like that. So it would probably be in the duffel bag.
Correct.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull that out and start going through that list.
Cross-reference how many kindred versus how many piles of ashes, and
Pretty much. I do, before I do that, I pull the book out, or binder out, whatever it is, and I set it down, and I look around the room, and I say, this is more blatant than we thought it could ever be, and if you have any external ties, I think it would be good to start thinking about them and how to protect them. And I look right at Henry.
I don't think Henry's actually going to say anything to that. He's just going to be thinking.
Yeah.
Does
I just
someone
kind
smell
of
smoke?
nod at him.
Yeah, right?
Seeing that Henry basically doesn't respond, I'm gonna just look over at him and be like, Did somebody forget to wind him up?
Emma, that's
I can
your
do that if
cue.
we need.
Emma's still right behind him.
Just poke some. Poke, poke, poke. Henry, you there?
He's going to look at Emma and be like, yes.
Did you register what was said?
Yes.
Are we gonna do anything about this?
We might.
We might. Who are you?
I'm thinking, okay?
Oh, I see. I'll give you lots of time for that then.
Liz taps you on the shoulder, sir. There's a couple of Bruja that are going to bring that equipment and everything to the church. That way, we don't give away this location even to our own.
Good. I don't want this place to be compromised. It's kind of our last point of contact.
Yeah. So to be on the safe side, may I make a recommendation?
Of course.
I think it is time for your humans at night to come to the church. That way the wards and stuff could protect them.
You know, if I could find my human.
She looks at the guards and the young lady you just brought in. It's more talking about them. They're going to need to rest, and they're going to need to rest somewhere safe.
Understood. I turn to them and I say, is that okay with you?
They all kind of look at you like, what? And the young lady kind of straightens up and goes, sir, you're our commander. We will do what you want us to do. If you want us to stay here and continue to keep guard at this location, we will. If you want us to follow the young lady, we will.
You bring up a good point. Liz, may I have a word with you privately?
Yeah.
And I kind of step outside with her.
Okay. She quietly follows behind you.
Once we're out of earshot and the door is shut, I say, I do have concerns about the protection of this place. I do not want to intrude on the Princess Haven unless absolutely necessary, and I do not find it necessary currently. However, the thought did cross my mind for those three in there.
They're human, and your enemy's human as well, but your resources are tapped right now. They won't have anything to fall back on, and if you guys are not here to protect them because you're out doing what you need to do, they're going to be extremely vulnerable.
I understand, but I think more what I'm trying to say is, we will be protected during the day, but I'm worried about their protection as is. I don't want to lose any more men, and I'd like to be able to give them the power they need to fight for themselves.
I see.
So I consult you and your thoughts, as it's more important than what I want.
Okay, so if you are suggesting what I think you're suggesting,
Yes.
all right. So, will it be you?
I would prefer it, but it does not have to be.
Taking on one is hard enough. Taking on three is a very big ask.
I would not like to turn them all. I would like to have some assets to be able to use during the day.
That's understandable. So which ones are, or which one are you referencing to?
To be honest, I haven't given that far of thought. I would like them to retain some say in it.
Of course.
So I will ask them individually and see what they say.
For now, are you comfortable with me taking them to the church? Let Elizabeth and Victor meet them and give them a respite for the evening. Let them rest and sleep, and hopefully my sister can work her charms and calm the young lady down. I don't know if you've noticed, but she is visibly shaken.
I have, and I think it is wise that they do stay there for the time being. If anything, it would probably help them to understand the questions that I have for them at a later date.
All right. Sean already knows where this location is. I will have him come and pick us all up, and we will go back. And I will be in touch with you when I let you know what we all think of this situation and if we get any more information. There is some photos that I will forward to you that are from the vehicle that had Jeff in it. I think I remember there's a way to clean up some of the images, but I think that's either going to be Hendrik or someone else that's digitally inclined to be able to clean those up so we can find out more information from them. But
Understood.
it's your battle, so let me know what you guys want to do. And she pulls out her phone and forwards those pictures to you. And I'll go talk to your guys and the young lady and get them ready to move out as soon as Sean gets here.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't say it enough.
You're fine, little brother.
And I head back inside.
She follows in behind you and just kind of gently pulls the humans away and starts having a discussion with the three of them.
I sit down and kind of lean back and say, "So, anybody hungry?"
You know, I could always eat.
Same.
Sure.
I stand up and I hand out blood bags.
My favorite flavor.
Oh,
Is
positive?
it drunkard?
That's a low blow. But maybe.
Only a little is okay.
Your phone, sir, pings. You got the copies of the digital images that Emma took that she had given to Liz. Liz has also printed out and left on the table the raw images. And you can see why she made the suggestion that she did if you peruse them.
I will do so.
The images, as they are, you can see kind of where there's writing. A digital cleanup would make it legible.
I think Stir's gonna step out of his comfort zone and try and do it himself.
Oh, Lord. Help everybody.
Can Emma try on one of them?
To digitally clean it up?
Yeah.
Do y'all have the software?
I would say we have some software to get by here.
GIMP
I
is
have
free.
technology one. I can figure it out. I got the Google.
It's better than me. I have technology 0.
Hold on, what's technology?
Oh boy.
Exactly.
Liz did make the denotion that tapping Hendrik or some other technologically advanced person would be a good idea.
Just for gits and shiggles, I want to make a copy and try and do it still.
Okay. What software are you gonna use?
Photoshop. I don't know.
Emma's
Crit-
gonna use Adobe Lightroom.
Does any of you have a subscription to that?
Krita is free.
but
Rebuttal to you, Sid. Do you have a subscription to that?
but does Sir know
Hi.
about
I would
Krita?
say Sir
Remember,
wouldn't know
you're-
about a lot of things.
You're Bruja. You're not Toreador.
Yeah.
Emma will know.
You would know of it.
Correct. And I can make an account. I have those skills.
Okay. Oh Lord, help everybody. All right, lady. What computer are you going to be using?
My phone, because it is an app on the phone.
Krita is?
No, Adobe Lightroom.
Oh, Adobe Lightroom. Okay. All right. Since we're dealing with tech and trying to figure it out, I want you to roll an intelligence and technology roll. I need to see at least 3 successes for you to correctly create an account and actually download the software.
Oh.
And that is a no.
You were so close.
As soon as you made your password and you downloaded it and it asked for the password to load in, you couldn't remember the password.
You just gotta hit the forgot password button.
I start looking over my shoulder as I'm doing this.
Absolutely.
I will hit forgot password.
Okay. You're prompted to check your email that you assigned that to, and then jump through the hoops of creating a new password. I want you to do me another intel and technology.
I will just say, this is not an Emma problem solely. I may have done this once or twice in my life.
That's why I'm doing it this way. I've heard the stories. Yay! So you successfully reset it, but you did not remember it again.
Jeff, I think we need your help.
Can't I have saved the password in my phone?
If you wrote it down.
Fine.
I adore you, Purple, for trying. The 2 crits would have been amazing if you didn't have a critical failure on top of it.
Yeah. I'm a critical failure. It's fine. I've accepted it.
Yeah, but you're my critical failure.
No, not me, Purple. Me, Emma.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant too, right?
Okay.
It stands.
Wow. Okay, so you called Jeff over.
Yes. Jeff, phone no work.
I don't think he's back yet.
So in my eyes, Jeff is just sitting there staring blankly out into space while we're talking to him.
Yeah,
He's
he's
T-posed.
flabbergasted as to how you just made an account, forgot the password, changed the password, and then forgot it again. He can't even speak.
You broke him.
I have no words.
Neither does he.
Okay.
I'm back.
Perfect timing. So as Jeff was sitting there, you see Emma and Sir look at a few of the photos that was taken and printed out from your lovely little field trip after you had went to the escape room. And then Emma pulls out her phone and starts doing some stuff on it as Sir is careening over her shoulder looking at what she is doing. And you hear Sir say, "Hit forgot password." And a look of frustration crosses Emma's face. And she looks up at you and goes, "Jeff, I need your help."
Okay, give it here.
I will hand over my phone and then cross my arms and pout.
And I will do exactly what Sir just said. Hit forgot password.
Okay. Again, it wants her to check her email for the forgot password process. And I need you to roll a intelligence and technology.
Here we go again.
Mm-hmm. All right, you reset the password and you get it entered and boot up a software on her phone that is meant to alter digital photos.
Ta-da!
Just try to remember the password, okay? It's difficult, just to let you know.
All right, Miss Emma.
All right. So, can I roll intelligence and technology again to try to edit this photo?
We are actually going to do a combination. So it's going to take art, like your ability to do art, and intelligence and technology to do this. It's a weird combination. So hello? Craft, okay. So I want you to use intelligence and craft to see if you can do it with 1 extra dice because of the technology. And you did. You cleaned it up.
Yeah, can't remember a password, but I can edit a photo. Woo!
All right, once you get it cleaned up where you can actually make out the words on the document, you see that it is a lease for a warehouse somewheres near the abandoned one that y'all found the document for Derek.
Oh, guys, look at this! And I hand over my phone so that they can all look at the picture.
Is there an address on it?
Yep, absolutely.
I'm gonna immediately plug that into Google.
It is literally 2 blocks away from the place that y'all found Derek's notes and stuff on everybody. And it, from Google satellite images, it looks to have been abandoned.
Or is it from here?
20 minutes?
What time is it?
Should be roughly 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Oh, we got time. I kind of look to the others. I say, should we make a trip tonight?
We've got time.
But no more splitting the party.
But it went so well last time.
I look Jeff old stare in the eyes, and I say, you're not getting staked anymore, and I'm not losing any more men.
Understood.
So we all go together.
Right. Shortly after that, you hear gravel from outside. And Liz kind of pipes up. All right, that's Sean. So I'm going to go ahead and take these people back with me and greet Seneca and his crew in about 40 minutes at the church with your equipment and stuff. So
Tell Sean I say hi.
will do. You guys be careful. I will expect a phone call or a text message or something from you guys letting me know you're okay in an hour. And there is no
Yes, Mom.
there was no softness in it. It was, this will be done.
I definitely didn't immediately set an alarm on my phone for 55 minutes.
All right. She and the humans leave and jump into the vehicle and pull away.
As soon as they do, Emma goes, shotgun!
I look at Duncan. It's, your call now.
You're driving.
Fuck. You gonna let me drive your car?
We're taking in one of the SUVs.
No, okay. The Humvee. We'll probably all fit better in the Humvee anyway, so I'll take the Humvee. I'll drive.
Okay. Following the navigation, as you get closer to where this warehouse is situated, it is dark, like hella dark, like street lights have been put out kind of dark.
Probably not the best idea to be driving a Humvee past here, but this is just a stakeout mission, but be prepared for a fight if you need to be.
Okay.
All right, give me just a moment to get this pulled up. Okay. Just go ahead and pop over to look at stream. So this is the location that you guys found Derek's stuff. This is the location that's blacked out. Like all the street lights and stuff along this road from about here to the interstate, there is no active street lights.
There's no way in hell we were this close and didn't know.
The last time you passed through here, you remember there was lights.
So are you talking about the budget disposal place?
Correct. How do y'all want to approach this?
I still have both the radios on me. I assume they're just changed to different channels.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mark down the channel that the enemy's radio is on.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hand it to... You know what? I just hold it up. I say, who wants it?
I'll reach out and grab it.
I'm on this channel. Stay on that channel. As the enemy's channel linked to it in case something comes through, but say we should maybe have a group stay here and have a group scout, and if anything happens, we can switch channels back over to mine.
But you just said don't split the party.
Buddy system.
Henry's my buddy.
Do I still have my little rat companion?
He has not returned to you. As far as you are aware, he stayed with Elizabeth.
Alright.
What do you say, Duncan? Go and scope it out. Let Jeff hang back here with Henry and Emma.
Do a perimeter sweep. See what kind of movement they've got.
Where are you parking the vehicle?
I'm going to park it. The budget disposals where we're going, and you said the H&E equipment services to the south is what Derek's place was?
Well, I think it's actually this building.
Oh, that little one. Okay.
Yeah.
How does that building look? Does it look like there's any cars parked outside there or anything?
No, it's still empty.
I'm gonna park there. I'm gonna park around the back side of the building.
Let's see if I can get a street view here. Yeah, that was Derek's building, the little one.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're going to use that as your staging point?
Yes.
Okay. Y'all know the inside of that one pretty well. So, y'all park, and how do you want to approach the building? Or the area of the building?
In the woods, like undercover. Like, there's no direct approaching that building.
No. I was actually going to say we could probably go up a little bit further north to the next lot and come through the tree line.
So you're gonna kind of come back here and then cut through? Like where the
Up
3
further
trailers...
north, like Lord Loomis is.
Where what is?
If you go further north, the building that says Loomis.
Ah, okay. So you're gonna go up there and
Go
then
down
come
through that
down.
lot, yeah.
Okay. All right. As you walk down the road, just the two of you, as you're passing by in front of the 2 inlet or 3 inlet roads, you get glints of movement. And right about where these poles are situated, you notice that there is cameras on them as well. So you see just a little red light if you look close enough.
I'm not going to make any motion towards it, but I'm going to say quietly under my breath, there might be more inside.
Okay. As you get past these, head over into the Loomis area. Coming around, you notice that there is kind of covered traps. More like just lightly covered, like barbed wire that is just loose and still somewhat coiled. To the naked eye, for a human, they probably wouldn't notice it. So you have to go up and over them, like either hop them or whatever to get past them and into the tree line.
I do one of those things where like I put a foot down and then like raise another one out, hold it.
Okay. After cautiously going through the tree line, let's say 30 minutes or so, kind of get right at the edge of the tree line and you can see the building. There is a few warm yellow hued lights coming from inside the building. And occasionally you'll see a shadow pass in that light. What little bit of entrances there are a few black silhouettes hovering around those entrances.
I'm going to kind of kneel down and I'm going to look at Duncan and kind of motion towards the tree line to the east.
Closer to the building?
Yeah. I think we could stay undercover most of the way up to the building if we take that route.
I'd rather finish checking the perimeter before approaching the building itself.
That's probably a better idea.
So like circling to the west and then south to make sure we've got a full head count on everyone on the exterior, and then we can circle back west to north and then over to the building if it's feasible.
Okay. As you guys follow the tree line around, when you get kind of into this area, all of the vehicles that are parked here and whatnot, they are vehicles you recognize from the assault. There is shipping containers and dumpsters and various different boxes and things of that nature, metal boxes. And you see shadows moving around those vehicles and chucking bodies into these big metal containers.
I'm going to carefully, and by carefully I mean I'm turning the sound of my phone off, the flashlight, like the flash for the camera off, and the brightness all the way down. And I'm going to start taking pictures as best I can in the dark of this, what's happening.
Okay. You hear a voice go, all right, so that's all of theirs. What do you think that they're going to want us to do with these? They're just humans. Like, the other one pipes up, but not very loudly. I don't know, man. Like, we can't really return them home. Like, we got their tags and everything. We know who everyone is, but like, how do we explain this? How are they going to explain this to their families? The other one's like, well, I mean, they were in a PMC. They could probably frame it like they were out of country and got into a conflict. The other guy's like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it is bullets that killed them, so makes sense. So what do we do with these bloodsuckers? Well, the other guy speaks up. Boss says just burn them. I mean, God only knows how long they've been dead anyway. Yeah, but wasn't that one guy wanting to, like, take tissue samples and stuff? Oh, yeah. All right. Let's go inside and find out what they want us to do with this first. Oh, yeah. That one human, like, what was his call name? Zero, right? Yeah. What about him? He's still alive, isn't he? Yeah, the motherfucker won't die. Okay, good. Because, you know, he's kind of cool. Have you ever actually sat and talked with him? And you just kind of hear their conversation trail off.
I'm going to send a text to the group that says, definitely a nest.
Emma will respond. Do you want us there with you?
Not yet. They have 0.
Let us know.
Are there any animals in the vicinity?
You suspect, yes, there's probably some variants of, like, rodents and whatnot.
Can I find one to talk to?
Let me do a percentage check here. Yes. You do find a little, pair that is running out of the woods towards basically the fresh meat.
I will stop it and ask it to give me a head count of how many people are in the area.
Okay. Give me, what was it, Feral Whisper?
Yeah, it's manipulation, charisma, plus my animalism.
Yep. Manipulation or charisma, whichever one is higher. So go ahead and give me that roll. Burn the blood first. Yeah, no. Uptick that hunger, sir. You're getting dangerous. Mouse kind of stops, looks at you. Does the equivalent of what the fuck did you just say to me?
How do you want to proceed, sir?
We already have the information that this is a nest of theirs. This is where their hideout is. We also know that there might be a nest at the church. We're dealing with too many places at once. We need to retreat and gather more intel.
Alright. So do you want to circle back around closer to the building and see there, or do you want to just head out now that we know that Zero is here and could possibly be in danger if we get spotted?
I'm not certain whether or not he's at this location, to be honest. One of those guards seemed like he hadn't had the opportunity to even be around Zero, so it could be worth a look, but it depends on whether or not that's worth the risk.
Well, the whole stealthy thing is more of a Jeff thing than either of us big honking masses.
True. We could trade out.
Alright, so circle back to the north side and wait for Jeff to get here, or what do you want to do?
I'd like to not go past those security cameras again. If they see us walking past twice, I don't know. It's not a good idea.
Yeah, it might raise a few red flags. So we can stay on the south side, have Jeff come this way through the tree line to us.
Yeah, have him meet us here and trade out. Give him the intel he needs to get around the place.
Alright, are you gonna radio him, or you wanna just...
I want to send a text. I'm going to send the text to the group to switch the frequency over.
Receiving the text, I will switch the frequency over, but I'll also check on that alarm that I set. Are we close to an hour?
Yes.
Then I will send a message to Liz, letting her know that we may have found something. We're going to check it out a bit further. And we may be asking for backup soon?
Response soon, question mark.
I'll respond with, we're scouting out what appears to be a staging ground. We're going to try and be stealthy about this, but an assault may be necessary.
On it, you'll have full backup of the Camarilla there within an hour.
Appreciate it. And then I will start making my way downtown. Because I'm assuming that was also told to me that I'm going to need to get my ass in gear and start moving.
Yeah, I just radioed to you. I relay the information that this is definitely this is a nest, and they might have Zero here. They might have him at another location, and relate to you which way to come to meet up with us to avoid the cameras, and that we will trade out to let you sneak around.
Okay. I'll follow the directions as best I can in order to meet up with them.
Okay. You cross the road and go past this little house here. And once you kind of hit this little offshoot road, you start cutting through along that path. In about 15 minutes time, you start hearing a little bit of rustling, guys, and you assume from the direction that it is coming from that it is probably Jeff.
I'm gonna stay low and quiet until I can confirm that it is him.
This is the fun part because I'm also going to be trying to, now that I'm closer, get quieter. So we're going to have two people trying to stealthily meet up with each other without telling each other that they're trying to meet up. You know?
Tell you what, as I hear the noises, I'm gonna just on the radio just two little quick bursts.
Key it
Like-
up twice.
Chirping
Yeah.
it.
Pretty much.
And I'll respond with the same two chips.
And
I'm
you
gonna
are
cut.
in range that you can hear the other's radio chirp.
Okay. So I'll stand up and kind of wave him on this way.
Alright, so you just need me to go in and take a look around, or am I just going to stand watch?
Just scout what you can. Don't take any unnecessary risks. This is definitely where they retreated to after they left my base. So I'm sure they're still on high alert, or who knows, maybe you'll catch them in a little bit of a lax state in their victory, but
Okay, you spotted any cameras from here that are I can obviously avoid?
none on the inside, but we did round about the perimeter. There are some barbed wire fence kind of encircling the northern side. There is a line of trees on the eastern side that almost butt up right against the building. It might be your best way to get there.
Gotcha. Just, yeah. They're not going to personally see me, but cameras are a problem. Oh, could still be a problem at least.
If you do take that route, I suggest keeping an eye out for deer camera.
Well, here's the thing. If I can avoid cameras, I can be as direct as I need to be.
Trail cameras attached to trees, so just make sure you keep an eye out for those, and they do give off a flash if it takes a picture. So move swift.
Okay, well, I'm going to take this radio with me. If I think I'm about to get into trouble, I'll do 3 little bursts. 3 specifically. And I'll start making my way back. Hopefully, I can get out. But be aware that those 3 bursts means I might be bringing friends.
Understood. Well, has everyone else been updated?
Mostly they heard you over the radio before, so they should understand most of the situation.
Good. Did we get in contact with Liz? I know it's been about an hour now.
Yeah, I also let her know that depending on how this goes, we may be calling in some backup for an assault. I figure it gives her time to actually muster.
Understood. So
She said that they can apparently be with us within the hour from when we call, if we call.
Gotcha. We should have a backup plan for if we get caught. Do we head back to the base? Do we lead them off? What do you think we should do?
Start by leading them off and then play it by ear, because, if what they send is one group after us, we can probably deal with that ourselves. If the whole base starts chasing us, that's a little different.
Oh, you gotta prepare for the worst and expect the best.
Yeah, which is why I say, first resort is just to run. Not back to the base, just run. Until we
Right.
can lose them.
Well, I have the radio. I'll listen out for your 3 bursts. At worst, we phone Liz and We'll immediately start a group call. That way we're all in contact with each other. We all need to be together if something happens.
That works. All right. Let me head into the base, but I'll be burning some more blood. Where's my skill gone? What's it called?
I've lost my way.
Skill, you mean your cardboard box?
No, my invisibility cloak.
I don't know.
Super
cardboard
fancy.
box.
Cardboard
Same
box.
thing.
I will say I am going to stay in this location. And Duncan, if you want to go back, I'll be in direct contact with you if you like, because if anything happens, I can run in either direction to either go help Jeff or run away to run back to you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the car to make sure everything's good with them.
I imagine when you get back there, Henry's going to be sitting there with his hand over his face while Emma rants about plants to him.
Emma loves her plants, okay? Don't be mean.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to be pulling a rouse check to use my unseen passage, which is the one that lets me move while invisible.
Yep. Roly poly. And your hunger goes up.
Giddy. I mean, it just works anyway, but I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So as you make your way to the west and start following the tree line, you hear footsteps along that back deer trail there. And there is two shadows walking with flashlights. Just walking the trail. And it looks like one of them might actually be smoking a cigarette because occasionally a light flares up near their face.
Okay, since this doesn't really mask any sounds I make, I'm gonna hold still, wait for them to pass.
Okay. They're very casually walking, nothing super fast or anything like that. So in about 3 minutes, they are finally out of earshot.
I'm definitely rolling my eyes the entire fucking time while I'm waiting for them to move.
Come on, fuckers, we got shit to do.
Yep. And then once they are definitely out of earshot, I'll continue on getting closer to the base.
Okay. As you hit the northern end, you see that the tree line is extremely narrow, and you remember that Sir had mentioned that there is coiled barbed wire along that tree line. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to deal with that barbed wire, or do you want to try to make your way across that open path there?
How much can I see of the base through the tree line?
Through the tree line, like once you
Yeah,
get
like
in...
if I'm stood before I get to the tree line and just kind of like looking around the trees.
Well, there
Not
is.
trying-
There is. If you're at the corner, you look just above Henry's portrait. If you're standing at that little corner there, right at the edge of the tree line, you will see all of those big shipper crates and stuff like that. So it's blocking your line of sight to the building.
And I can't see any obvious cameras or anything from where I am.
Not from where you're at, no.
Well, then I'll take the non-barbed wire path.
Okay.
Because I can't actually do anything with it without breaking the stealth.
Okay. Do me a perception check.
I was like, wits and awareness.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. As you continue across that open field, you see movement, but it's more like just kind of like guards just kind of like thumbing their nose, basically. they're bored.
Well, they can stay that way.
And you make it across to the other tree line.
Alright, I'm gonna follow the tree line, keeping an eye out for trail cameras, like they mentioned. And just continue trying to make my way close, see if I can see anything useful.
Okay. So as you get closer, you get to about where that white, the small white thing is. Assuming that is a vehicle of some flavor. And then you can kind of see the guard standing at that doorway pretty clearly. They just seem to be kind of like looking around, looking up at the sky, and just kind of just chilling. And there's one on each side of that truck entry.
Well, as long as I'm quiet, they can't see me. No cameras?
Not that you can see.
Alright, then I'm gonna get up close to the building near them and probably head around the outside of the building, see if I can see any open windows or anything.
Alright, over in the tree line side?
Yeah.
Okay. At this point, because they're in such close range to you, I am going to request that you do a dexterity and stealth check to see if you can move quietly over the brush.
Oh, goody. This is gonna be fun.
Your target is 6.
Oh, never mind. Holy fuck.
Let me see what you got. Oh yeah, you're fucking just skating across it like nothing.
I had 3 dice for that. I'm like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, you had a critical success. So, you just, it's a breeze. Like, not a single twig or dry leaf crosses underneath your foot. You get up to about, you see where that white jut out is? Just at the northern end of the building.
Yeah, it looks like a little
Little white knob.
awning or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to about there and you see a window, and lights are on in that window. You want to peer into it?
Damn straight.
Okay. You peer into it, and to the right, you see 2 guards standing there, not looking towards the window at all. They're just kind of like talking amongst themselves. And as you look to the left, you see a guy that is standing, but his entire torso is forward. His arms are pinned behind his back, and he is roped to a chain and hook. And there is a bag over his head, and he is wearing similar fatigues to that of Sir. And there is dried blood all around the floor in speckles and streaks.
Okay. So that's probably who we're here for. Okay.
Emma, your phone ping.
I look at it.
It is a reminder of your class.
Well, that's awkward. I'm assuming it's right now. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna
I mean, it's
be there,
done.
so
It's done. Like, that was the professor asking, basically noting that you were absent for the class.
that'll be that, I mean, there's nothing really I can do about it, so
Mm-hmm.
just be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Life kind of, took a more important route than my class, so.
I think I'm probably going to try and send a text message to Sir, letting him know that I think I found Zero.
Okay.
I respond back with, can you try and get a picture to positively ID him?
I don't think that would break the unseen passage. Because as far as I'm aware, it's only if I interact with things outside of my person. Like,
Yeah, because it's part of you is already in your hand or in your possession at the time, so you should be fine.
yeah, we'll do that then. I'll just literally just hold the phone up at the window, make sure the flash is off, and click, click, click. And then send that to Sir.
Can I tell if it's Zero?
Roll me a perception.
It's wits and awareness.
Mm-hmm. You cannot.
Aw.
To be fair, he does have a bag over his head. It could be literally anybody in fatigues.
I respond back with, can't tell if it's him, though it is highly suspect. I'll let you decide whether or not to keep gathering intel or if we need to retreat.
I'll let him know that I'm gonna keep gathering intel. And what I'm gonna do from now on is note down just in a little message on my phone that guards, number of guards and location.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna sweep the base as best I can while staying still stealthed and find who I can.
Okay. So, as you move further down that building, you come across another window. And it's from the backwards perspective of the guy hanging from the chain. And as you look in there, there is what appears to be like a command center kind of set up in the back of it on the opposing wall. So when you're looking at the building, it would be about where those shipping containers and barrels and stuff are situated on the interior. It's kind of in that position.
Okay.
Putting the individual in the fatigues somewheres northwest of those numbers, of the numbers I'm highlighting.
Yeah, sort of somewhere between the numbers and the a budget disposal name.
Correct. So he's somewheres in that situation. Looking further to the left, you see a vehicle parked in there. Just a singular one. And there is a person stationed at that little command center. Just kind of sitting there. Kind of kicked back a bit. One arm is over the back of the chair. The other arm is kind of resting on the table, and it appears they're talking to the people that were at the other end of the building. Just chatting. Because occasionally they smile and just talk. They're not actually looking at any of the screens.
Okay, so that's 7 guards that I know about. There's the 2 walking the perimeter. There's the 2 at the what seemed to be an entrance of sort at the northern end. 2 in the room with 0 ? And the 1 guy at the command center so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep moving down, see if I can find anybody else.
As you move further down and peer around the corner of the building, you can kind of see that there is a fence there. And you notice a red light off of one of the posts of that fence. And there is 2 guys standing in the shadows on each side of that concrete pull-in area.
Okay, so 2 more guards and a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to be able to make it past the camera without potentially alerting somebody. So this is probably about as far as I can go unless I want to go all the way around to the north and all the way around. I'm going to head back to Sir now and relay the information.
Okay. As you hit that clearing area again, about that time, Henry, Emma, you see a bunch of vehicles going past, and I mean a bunch of varying sizes, colors, and they are all moving at a high rate of speed. Y'all in the woods begin to hear horns being honked and blaring and loud music. Next thing you know, you all see a bunch of vehicles pulling into that back loop, that horseshoe. And one of the vehicles veer off and slam into the fence.
What do these vehicles look like?
Varying colors. You've got hoopties, you've got big SUVs with, 21-inch rims on them.
You got the Bruja assaulted.
So, these my peeps.
And as vehicles come to screeching halts, they are jumping out and shooting anything that moves.
So these are definitely Bruja.
There's something.
I'm gonna try and call Liz.
Okay. Phone rings through. She picks up. Take it, my package arrived.
Yes, trying to call and make sure that those are our guys.
Yep. Seneca and his crew jumped at the opportunity.
I'll have to thank him later. That's all I needed. We're headed in now, I guess.
Okay. About that time, you start seeing troops of the human flavor rushing from behind from this building. They're flooding out of it, heading towards the back.
Okay. They're heading towards the back way to come and flank everyone.
Yeah, they're coming from the building that was in the front that was blacked out.
Yeah.
And are on foot heading up the road and are getting intercepted by the Brujas.
Awesome. I'm going to call and make a group call to everybody. And as soon as whoever answers, I'm just going to yell, "That's our people. Flank them from behind."
First thing I'm doing is I'm going straight back to the window where I saw Zero,
Okay.
taking a look in, seeing if those guards are still there.
They are not. They have ran out towards the combat. So the exterior is empty. As you head to the window, you notice that the other guards are no longer in there either, and neither is the one that is at the command table. They have went outside through the vehicle entrance and are trying to hold the line.
Is Zero still hanging from the chain?
Oh, yes.
Then I'm busting the window and going in.
Okay.
Let's see all this.
No, he's on the back side of the building. You guys were in the southern end of the horseshoe.
I guess what I'm asking more is do I think I could go out and follow Jeff without being pulled into the combat?
Oh no, you would have to go straight through the combat.
Okay.
Unless you follow the tree line around where they don't see you. If you go straight through, you're going to come across people.
Okay, I guess I'll start making my way around, and I'll jump out of combat if I need to.
Okay. As you go around, you see that basically the lot that the building is in is practically empty of people. They're all at that fence line trying to hold it.
Okay.
Now there is a slight fence. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there is a fence there that you would have to jump.
Right.
As far as you, Jeff, you bust the window open and you get inside fairly easy, and the person that is hanging there kind of flinches and kind of looks up at the direction of the noise.
Zero, is that you?
That is my call sign.
Okay, it's Jeff. We're getting you out of here. And I'm going to start trying to untie him.
Okay. And that's not terribly hard to do. It wasn't like a very difficult knot to undo. And his arms come free and he kind of like falls forward onto his face.
I'm going to catch him before he does.
All right, give me a dexterity. He's not a small dude. Yeah, you're good. You grab him. Like, can you get this damn bag off my head, please?
Yeah, just wash your eyes. They've got the lights on. I don't know how long you've been under that. And I'm going to slowly pull the bag off so his eyes have a little bit of time to adjust.
And it is very much Zero. And he is extremely swollen and beaten up. After the alley-oop over the fence, you have a straight shot, sir, past that semi into another entrance.
Okay, I'm just gonna full book it.
Okay. Give me a run check. Athletics and
Hey.
dex. All right, you hit kind of a weird spot where the gravel isn't as much gravel as it is like dust, and your foot slips and you kind of lose your footing a little bit, but you immediately catch yourself and continue your stride. Luckily no one noticed.
Struggle bussin'.
And you get to that door.
I get to the door and I'm going to pull my firearm out and just breach it.
Okay. You breach.
I'm just gonna clear the room.
You breach, and right as you breach, you're seeing Jeff catch Zero. And there is no one in there besides them.
I will I'll holster and run up and help Jeff take Zero down and make sure he's okay.
And Jeff removes the bag from his head slowly, and he looks up to see Jeff first. Just kind of, oh, not the face I wanted to see as soon as I could see again. No offense. And then looks over and sees you. Now there's a face. What's up, fucker?
Looks like they gave you a pretty fun time.
You know, it's like being in Shanghai all over again.
Shanghai was easier than this, I'm sure.
I don't know. Some of those women are pretty brutal. Can we go now?
Yeah, come on.
All right, I'll get him to his feet, and he is hobbling.
Seeing as Sarah's probably better suited for combat, I'm gonna be the walking crutch for Zero.
Okay. Y'all go out, I'm assuming the back way, more the northern end of the building.
Yeah, as
yes.
far away from the combat as possible.
Yep, that's the furthest way. All right. y'all get the rolling door open, and there is no one out there, and y'all start hearing the combat kind of die down. There's less gunfire and more shouting that's occurring. Duncan, from your perspective, the Bruja basically neutralized and are eating some of the humans that are there.
Nice.
Duncan's hungry, so more than likely he's gonna go feed too.
Okay, that works, and they're probably all terrified, so it works for you. Sorry, go ahead.
Hearing the gunfire down and everything, Emma's gonna send a text to the group. Be like, if you need us, let us know. Also, anyone seen Haruto?
I'll respond back. No sign of Haruto yet, but we still have leads.
She'll respond with, do you need us, or should we just wait in the car?
It would probably be a good idea to pull the vehicle around.
When I read that, I look over at Henry and I go, you know how to drive?
Do what now? No?
Okay, I guess. And Emma just kind of looks at the steering wheel and all the buttons and she'll stare at it for a while and hum to herself.
Yeah, it's foreign. It's foreign to you.
Oh yeah. I look back at Henry and I go, do you think I should attempt to drive this, or should we just wait?
I mean, probably wait.
Okay. And so I will send a text back that says, Henry and I don't know how to drive. This doesn't seem like the time to attempt to learn how. See you when you get back to the car.
I'm just gonna glance at it and assume that Duncan is obviously not with him, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't have time to keep looking at my phone. We're trying to move.
Do y'all head towards where you know the Bruja are located, or do y'all cut through away from the conflict?
Probably a little bit further away from the conflict.
That would be my idea as well, because just because the majority of the fighting is over does not mean that there's not some little asshole still hiding out there somewhere, ready to jump on us.
Okay. Which direction are you guys heading out?
Probably the main direction. I would say a little bit more north of that little house that they poured out of.
Okay.
Around those shipping containers into the road.
Okay. Yeah, you guys definitely don't come across any opposition as you are heading out. Duncan, as you find a target to feed upon, you hear a familiar voice go, well, I'll be damned. Look who crawled out of the woodwork. It is Ollie.
I will sit there, stop feeding, look at him, lick the wound. Someone had to join.
Oh, it's good to see you. Do you feel like we got them all? Like, should we expect some more pushback? Do we need to stay here?
I will give him the address to the church and say we need to hit that tonight as well.
Oh. Let me take this to Seneca. That's not my call to make. And he takes down the address and goes to Seneca. And you see the body language The body language is very much no way in hell. Like, he just keeps waving him away.
I will walk up to Seneca as well and ask him how many casualties they had on their side.
He looks over at you and goes, "Hey, man, no, we didn't have any casualties, but this is not all of us. This is not, and that's a very public place, dude. This is out in the middle of fucking nowhere. I ain't doing it. I ain't breaking the Masquerade and hitting a church in the middle of fucking downtown Nashville. You got me fucked up if you think I'm gonna do that."
They're gonna retaliate after this.
And I get that. I get that. But at the same time, I don't need the entire Camarilla Council up our asses either. They will send Justicars and everything here if we fucking do something that stupid. That one's gonna have to get handled quietly.
Well, let me borrow 2 people.
I think this is something that needs to go to the prince. Don't huh me, you're a Primogen too. You know the rules. Like, I know I don't buck up to you very much, because honestly, I got a bad respect for you, but this has to be played by the books.
Alright. And I'm gonna turn around and start walking to the house that they piled out of.
Okay. Seneca, you hear him. I will hopefully see you there tomorrow. I'm assuming it's way too late for that now. Let me get my boys situated. He starts kind of wrangling everybody back into vehicles and basically just leaving the human bodies there. They start pulling out, and right as the last vehicle is about to leave, they pass you as you are standing at the building. Chance pokes his head out and says, "You need a lift anywhere, man?"
No, I'm good. I'm gonna check this building out real quick and then rendezvous with my group.
All right, as long as you're okay. And he pulls off as well. When you go inside that building, because the back door was not shut, obviously. It is a full-blown command center.
I am rifling through everything.
Okay. There's stacks of documents, photographs, various objective boards, computers.
Anything of note I am grabbing, and then I'm gonna burn this place down.
If there is anything of note, it's probably going to be on the random laptops that are sitting around.
I will grab them up.
Okay. You got a total of 5 laptops in your hand.
All right, and then firebug.
Okay. You set everything on fire. How?
Electrical fire.
Okay. Roll me some stuffs. Little firebug. I need your intelligence and your tech. You are able to get a spark, but nothing's catching. I'm assuming you strip something like the stove or whatever.
Yeah, just basically turn on a burner and set up a timer type of deal and just structure fire.
Okay. Since you're trying a different method and you're trying to use that, give me another one. Because your initial attempt wasn't working. You tried to get another bit to work and it's just not doing it. You don't know what you're doing wrong. You
Building is obviously so old, it's made of asbestos.
Technically, I know how to start a fire.
Yes, technically you do know how to start a fire, but it is not working with you today. Last attempt. How do you want to approach it this time?
So, what's in here besides the computer stuff?
Computers, paperwork, different racks of equipment like radios and things of that nature, vanilla folders, some personal effects such as like toothbrush, toothpaste, things of that nature. Just
Microwave?
yeah, there's a microwave
Aluminum foil?
somewheres.
Ammunition?
Yes.
Oven? Ammunition?
Okay. You gonna take several boxes of it?
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna empty it all into the oven and turn it on.
All right. Might want to get out of there.
Oh, I plan on it. I don't plan on sticking around.
All right. So you head out, and you guys have made it back to the Humvee. And what is Henry and Emma kind of doing?
Just kind of sitting, thinking what the fuck was going on, because we've only gotten a little bit of communication, basically saying shit's hitting the fan, trying to figure out how to drive to us.
Yup.
So imagine we're both sitting there still looking at the car like, huh.
Emma may have pressed some buttons, but it may have just been the radio.
Lights are on
Yeah.
high beams.
Y'all are gonna come back, the like turn signal's gonna be on, the radio's gonna be blaring, and the hazards are gonna be on, and the parking brake.
You guys see Jeff and Sir coming up to the vehicle with another individual in tow.
They found someone. Emma will get out and walk to them.
It is a very gruff, very obviously human that is extremely banged up and seems to be cracking jokes.
You hear me say to him as we walk up to the vehicle, "Come on, Zero, your chariot awaits."
Oh, thank you, charming prince. Where's my
Oh,
glass slippers, you bastard? Did you leave them at home again? He's just
Don't
kind
worry, I'll get you some new ones.
He's chuckling.
This must be the Zero that Sir was talking about. Hello, nice to meet you.
Better
this is-
circumstances, I would be a lot more polite, ma'am, but I just want to go to sleep.
Would you mind if I checked you over? I do have some medical skills, maybe make you feel a little bit more comfortable.
Have at it, honey. I ain't gonna fight anybody right now.
She will kind of twitch a little bit at the honey comment, but she will kind of look him over.
Give me intelligence and medical. What is
And I
with y'all's,
almost kill him.
what is with y'all's rolls tonight? Oh my god. So as you're like searching over him, trying to get an estimate of like where he is health wise, you just pat him on the shoulder, not realizing it's dislocated, and are like, "Oh, you're fine. It's just some bumps and bruises." And he whinges and looks at you like he's about to punch you.
And at that, I will take a step back and go, never mind, and walk back into the car and sit down.
So he looks over at Sir and goes, so the little ma'am pointed out to me my shoulder's out.
Yeah, we can get that back in for you.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Can can I try to put it back in? I know I gotta pull really hard.
You can, but you might want to not do it while Jeff is currently holding him up, because Jeff is not exactly a strong individual.
Oh, I'll set him in the vehicle.
Okay. You end up yanking everybody the opposite direction. All right. Same thing. I need you to do an intelligence medicine first to make sure you're getting the right angle. And with the way your stats are built, it's just going to be intelligence.
Absolutely. I'm going to blunder my way through it. Hey.
Hey, yep, you know exactly which angle. So now you need to apply straight strength.
While this is all going on, Emma's just like looking over her shoulder, just like squinting at them.
No. You yank and he just fucking screams and about swings on you. And then through gritted teeth, you fucking pussy, where is your strength at, you wiener? Oh my god.
Hey, you knew this was coming, old man.
You suck. Do you want to take another attempt at pulling?
Yeah, I'll give it another shot.
All right, you said it. This time he does swing. So give me a reflex.
What would that be?
Dexterity brawl.
Or just take it on the chin.
Either
I was
or.
thinking about it.
All right, yeah, you just kind of catch his fist. And a couple of seconds later, he just kind of goes limp. It looks like he's passed out.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean him up in the back seat best I can. So he doesn't jostle too much. Put his seatbelt over him.
About that time, Duncan comes swaggering up as you start hearing crackling from the distance.
Walking away from an explosion.
No explosion, just there's a lot of glow coming from that area.
Found these. I hold up the laptops.
Let's get him back to the base. We'll go over everything there.
Good 30, 40-minute drive back home to y'all's coterie haven. Everyone's phones begin to ping. It is a message from Liz congratulating you all on retrieving your objective. And there will be a meeting tomorrow to where everybody can discuss going forward. Upon reaching the coterie haven, it is obviously empty. Liz took the humans away. And it is extremely late, and you can all feel the pull of needing to rest.
Emma's gonna head straight to bed.
As we get in and you're heading to bed, I kind of announce to everyone, I say, now that I don't really have a PMC anymore, feeding is going to be a little bit hard for us for a while, so with what blood bags we have, I guess use them sparingly, because we'll have to go hunt again if we need to.
Oh, I already fed. I'll put the laptops on the table and wander off to the bunk area.
So as everybody bunks up for the night, I think that would be a good time for us to go ahead and wrap up this evening. Well, first off, let me say thank you to everybody who came and hung out with us in chat. I hope you guys had a good time listening to our shenanigans, piping in and giving us crap and asking questions if those that had questions. Hope you got the answers you were looking for. We will be back May 3rd with our next session, unless something comes up with the players and we need to delay it. But tentatively, it will be May 3rd when we will be joining and doing this again.